That's right, guys. James Gunn's Superman just dropped, and we just opened with him getting his ass kicked. It's incredible. I don't technically know who picked this movie.
I think it was a group effort on this.
Yeah, we were all kind of looking forward to this collectively.
Yeah.
It was a group effort. I'm Eric West. This is Papa Nasty.
Hey.
And this is Abraham Lincoln.
Hi.
And we saw what was probably the best superhero film of the year. Can't think of one that passes it up.
I'd say best movie of the year I've seen so far. I still haven't seen Sinners yet.
Oh, Sinners is fucking good, though.
Yeah.
What's crazy is highest grossing films of 2025. This is number 10. Sinners is not on the list, which is surprising to me because it was really good. The number one grossing film of this year, it's made $2 billion. I don't think it's an English film. It's a Chinese animated fantasy action adventure film called Ne Zha 2.
Interesting. I was going to say I did read that Sinners is the third highest grossing horror film of all time, though. Horror movies just don't gross a lot because they're an under-respected film category.
But guys, respectfully, fuck all those other films. This Superman movie's about to hit $1 billion. Supposedly, it's on track to hit $1 billion. I'm excited.
Yeah, right now, the budget was $225 million, and box office right now is $407 million, considering it dropped on July 11th, so that was 8 days ago, and I doubt it's even been updated over the weekend quite yet. So, holy crap. Yeah, like you said, they're easily hitting $1 billion. I've only seen this one, and I've seen the Zack Snyder Man of Steel. And of the two, I like the energy of this one more. This is the Man of Steel. Henry Cavill's the Man of Steel, your girl. Completely different.
Man of Steel, my heart.
Yeah, still my heart. The intro's even way better. Like the whole, no offense to Man of Steel, big fan of it, fucking love it. It's in my top 10, but just the overall intro, immediately getting the fight scene, seeing, it's a darker scene because Superman getting his ass kicked, and then we see Crypto and he's jumping on him and it's super adorable. But you're like, God damn, this dog is a little asshole. But it's just how they captivate you in the beginning scene, and the tones in the film are a lot more lighter than we see in Man of Steel, which is a lot more dark and mysterious and shit.
Yeah, because this film leans more into the idea of Superman's just a average guy who's just trying to do the right thing, whereas Snyder's take on the character was leaning more into the Jesus Christ savior complex, like, oh, he's here to save humanity. So he leans heavily into like the burden of my power type of mentality, which some people weren't big fans of because that's not necessarily who Superman is as a character. This movie's more in line with how Superman's supposed to be characterized.
There we go. I like that. Also, we are going to be spoiling this, so you be careful. See the film. Watch it. See the film. I don't know how bad we'll spoil it, but we're going to say some crazy shit. Okay, synopsis of the movie, I guess, of Superman.
Superman battles his archenemy Lex Luthor, who has discovered a way to possibly defeat Superman once and for all. Can he pull this off? Pretty much.
There it is.
Yeah.
Because he battles Lex Luthor, but he also battles his own morality. Dun, dun, dun. His humanity.
That costume design, is that, I know they're going to keep it, but seeing it, was it weird to you guys still? The whole red undies and like it's kind of okay. Like it's not that bad as I thought it was going to be.
I feel like Ascending is realizing it's really not that big of a deal. I think I remember they also said something along the lines like during production, like once you acknowledge like the ridiculousness of the concept of a superhero, like then you'll get over how their costumes look. I mean, you could literally say that about a lot of superhero costumes. Like that looks kind of whack.
So in the beginning, when he's fighting that big bad, everybody was getting mad because he was getting his ass kicked. And then, spoiler alert, it was actually a clone of him, which makes sense why he would be getting his ass kicked. But people were so upset about that. I mean, I didn't like that they used Ultraman. They should have saved that for another, because that's an alternate version of Superman. But I mean, for the most part, that was like a pretty cool scene. Like their fight scenes when they would get down and dirty and beating the shit out of each other. That was really cool.
I agree that it was cool. Also, I think they used the title of Ultraman as an Easter egg, but it was technically Bizarro.
Yeah, he was one of the versions of Bizarro essentially, because there's like two main versions of Bizarro.
Yes, I want to take one step back though. We're talking about the costume design and whether or not what you guys even thought about in the first place. What's cool is they did thematically take from the comic books, because in the comics, when he's not edgy, when he's more, the true Superman with actual values and shit. He's dressed like this. He's dressed a little corny. He's dressed a little like Hope. He doesn't want to intimidate people or children. He has to look a little bit goofy. But it's pretty cool because January 2023 announcement of this film, Gunn used the cover art for All-Star Superman's first issue to represent the film. So drawing directly from the comic books. James Gunn, fantastic writer, fantastic producer. At the helm of DC, he's making a big rule that we are not starting the production of a film unless you have a script ready. It has to be ready from front to back. Because I guess that's a big issue people have right now is people are half writing scripts. They start production, they finish the script halfway through, and then the movie comes out like dog shit.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of those lately. There've been a lot of dog shit films.
Well, part of the Marvel cycle why it's going bad is because when Marvel got bought by Disney, Disney pushed them to up their production. So they had to start pushing out more films, and it was a quantity over quality situation, which is pretty stupid. But anyways, back to your Bizarro. I wanted to get that off my chest before I forgot about it. But yeah, Ultraman, they were using that title, turned out to be Bizarro. But the only thing I have is, if he was in the suit at the beginning kicking Superman's ass, why was he not in the suit at the end of the movie kicking Superman's ass?
It was to hide his identity, more or less. It was they were really trying to lean, because his name was the Hand of Baravia. They were trying to lean into like, Baravia came up with their own version of Superman. They were trying to hide the fact that he's actually a Superman clone by making it look like, it's just a guy in a power suit, maybe.
Yeah, it was a public stunt. How did Superman not see through, hit the costume and see that was a clone version of him? Because Superman has X-ray vision, right?
It could have been lead lined.
True, he does have, okay.
Which reminds me of a gag, I think it was in the comics or one of the animated series, but Superman finds one of Lex Luthor's secret projects, and he's like, how could you see it? I had the whole thing lined with lead. It's like, well, I used my X-ray vision to look across the whole city, and I noticed there was one spot that I couldn't see.
That's pretty good. I always like the memes where he gives everyone cancer from using his X-ray vision on them. I'm like, oh my God.
I think in one of the old movies, he did tell people to step out of the room when he uses his X-ray vision because he didn't want to give him cancer.
That's some Dr. Manhattan level shit, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's a Family Guy bit. Remember? They're like, all the girls are just like, we have cancer, breast cancer. And they're like, they said it's like we had 20 X-rays a day for the last year. And he's like, oh, that's weird. Like, who could have done that?
There was also an episode of Justice League where Lex Luthor is in the hospital and Superman's visiting him, and he's like talking shit to Superman and says something about like, yeah, I use kryptonite because it doesn't affect me whatsoever. And then the doctor's like, actually, long-term exposure to kryptonite can cause cancer, which unfortunately you have.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I remember that one. Okay.
Superman's played by David Cornsweet, who I've never recognized before. He plays a great nerd.
He was in Twisters. That's where I recognized him from.
Cornsweet's his last name. That's hilarious.
I know, crazy last name, and that's funny because he's a fucking hillbilly. So he's that corn sweat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's supposed to be from Kansas, which is like, yeah, the fucking
yeah.
corn
I know
capital.
it sounds like a slur. Oh, that's that corn sweat. But he was in Twisters. Was that the one everyone is fawning over in Twisters?
No, that's Glenn Powell, and also a funny little just lore bit. Superman was famously written by Jewish writers, and David Cornsweet himself is of Jewish descent.
That's great. Okay, let's go. David Cornsweet playing Clark Kent and Superman, disguising his identity with that broccoli haircut and the hypno glasses.
God, I wanted to shake him with that haircut. I just wanted to shake him, but
just watch his floofy hair move back and forth.
Yeah, you fucking piece of, get a job. We got a real job. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Sorry, my father came out of me. Okay, back to.
I don't know how to say her name right. Rachel Brosnahan,
I guess.
Oh, there we go.
What are these last names? That's crazy.
These are some crazy last names, but she played Lois Lane, and all I got to say from watching that movie is she had a great set of values, based on the way she was, just two great values that she really put on display, and that was love and liberty. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to see them, they're in the first episode of The Wonderful Miss Maisel, which she was in, and I believe she was nominated for an Emmy for that role.
Well,
And then
you heard
right
it
here, right here, we cut to a scene. We cut to. We'll be right back.
No, we all come back tired and sweaty.
You know, we'll be right back. Oh, wait a minute. Oh boy.
We had to go behind the curtain at Blockbuster for that one.
Yeah, I think we keep that bit. We respect women, I promise. But she was gorgeous, is all I got to say. She played Lois Lane well. I think Papa Nasty, you had actually told me that at the end of the movie, you kind of didn't like how big of a role Lois Lane and like all the Daily Planet played a role at the end when they're fighting. I feel like you said something along those lines.
No, you were telling me that they should have all stayed in the kitchen and not been out and about trying to help Superman. Like what?
Oh, is that what it was? I'm gonna pull up the receipts because he blatantly told me that he didn't like that they were in the. What did you not like?
They weren't useless.
No, I didn't like that when she was arguing with Superman about Bravia because they were invading another country, and then she's like, "What right do you have?" And she's like, "It's like he's doing the right thing, you dumb bitch. What are you talking about?" It's like,
no, she was interviewing him like a real reporter would, and he was getting upset, understandably, because reporters will ask uncomfortable questions. She wasn't doing it of her own accord to piss him off. She was doing it because she's trying to prepare him to get interviewed by people other than himself. Because like she said, when you're interviewing yourself, you never will ask yourself the hard questions.
but the whole grilling thing, it kind of annoyed me. And then afterwards, like the whole, like, okay, she's a reporter in that scene. The next scene, afterwards, they heat it up, and then it affects their love life. And then she's like, this isn't going to work out or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, okay, you're not fucking clearly, you're clearly fucking gaslit him. And then he got upset, and you couldn't allow him to have any emotions. And then he transfers this, it's
God forbid
like a work
people
thing.
dating for only 3 months have issues.
This is where we have our regularly scheduled talk about male emotions. Okay, guys. So clearly both these guys are fairly young in this film, and there's a big issue where she is kind of wary about being in a relationship. And then also he's not doing a good job of communicating his feelings. What he chose to do was get up and leave. He should have communicated, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. And then she should have communicated, you're not ready yet for a real interview. You don't know where your values stand. And the whole point of the movie is that he starts to really align himself with his values, because the beginning of the movie is he's exercising these values that were imposed on him by his parents. He found out they were a lie, spoiler alert. And now...
Well, allegedly a lie.
James Gunn confirmed that in a press release a couple days ago. He confirmed that the message was legit.
That's like when they got to that part, that sounded like some old country shit, That was like, oh, his parents are from the old country, and they're like, impregnate as many wives as you can, have as many children, you got to keep the legacy going. Like, I kind of like the concept, and that does double down on like the aspect of him being being an immigrant, and this being a come to America movie, and making something of yourself as an American or a human in this case, with his whole rant at the end where he's like, come on, Lex, what's more human than me making mistakes? Because you're criticizing me for making mistakes, but also you're fucking jealous of me because you're Nicholas Hoult and you somehow get typecasted as little bitches. And I don't know what it is. The menu, a little bitch. Nosferatu, he's actually a cuck in that film. And now this one. Dude, this is insane.
So I was talking to a friend who watched an interview with him where he was talking about how he got the role of Lex Luthor. And I guess, like most people, he was initially auditioning for the role of Superman. And then he meets David Cornsweet, and inside he's just like, fuck. I can already see it. This guy's he's the perfect Superman. Literally, he's taller than me. He's bigger than me. I go up to say hi to him. I shake his hand. His grip is stronger than mine. And I was like, bro, you were already Lex Luthor before you even got the role of Lex. He was already jealous of him.
I don't want to be mean, but like, why would he think he could be Superman? Like, that's so crazy to me. It's like, dude, you'd have to. I mean,
when you look
pounds.
at them side to side, Cornsweet's already significantly bigger than Holt.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I get it, but like it's like Loki when he applied for Thor. Like,
yeah, it's the exact same situation.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah. But he did a great job as Lex Luthor. I've no.
Yeah, no, he was the perfect Loki.
Yeah, a few other cool ones. So Mr. Terrific was fucking cool. I've never heard of Eddie Gathegi before, but they did really good.
He was Darwin in X-Men First Class, and for the Twilight fans, he was like one of the vampires.
Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho, which was pretty cool.
Dude, he is scary looking. Without the,
I saw a thing
on.
earlier where apparently early on in his acting career, people in Hollywood were telling him he should just quit acting while he's ahead because he's too ugly to be a successful actor. I'm like, fuck off.
That's how fucked up, dude. Video killed the radio stars, they often say.
No, he was in Barry. He was in a few other shows. He plays a good like psychopath.
He was Victor Zsasz in Gotham, from what I read.
He plays a good, he his acting chops outweighed his quote, like his not perfect face. He's still a good looking dude.
He
They're
has
ridiculous.
Alopecia. It's like that. It's like that health thing where you just can't grow hair on your face at all, which is why he has like no eyebrows, no hair, nothing.
But it's not stopping him from doing it. Well, yeah, dude, what a fucking king.
And you would make fun of him, Abel. Jeez Louise.
I didn't say I was making fun of him. I just stated a fact. You got offended.
It's okay. No, Abel, you're a bully.
There's a reason why Papa
Eric,
Nasty wears the hat and the fake beard, dude. He's got alopecia.
You said it. I didn't. I was thinking about it.
There we
Oh
go.
my
You were
God.
thinking it. Well, I said it. Nathan Fillion, old as fuck, but he actually comes back to start playing some roles, and he's Guy Gardner. And the way they set it up in the trailer was that he was going to be his adversary, but it was kind of more interesting that they butted heads a bit, but they were still allies.
Yeah. Oh, dude, great job as Guy Gardner. Because Guy Gardner is an asshole. And it's funny, this guy is always, he's in so many roles. He was in The Recruit. He was in The Rookie. He was in a bunch of other smaller roles. But
He was in Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog as Captain Hammer, and he played a piece of shit douchey guy. The only time I've ever seen him be a nice guy is playing himself in Big Mouth while, trying to date a 14-year-old girl. Technically, I don't make the rules. That's just by technicality. That's the case.
I remember him as Gunnery Sergeant Buck in Halo 3 ODST.
Oh, shit. Whoa.
There's the real ones right there.
I'm
Come
putting
on.
that down the notes.
Yeah, real ones remember that.
Dude, what about probably my favorite cameo of all time was a Bella Danger as Hawk Girl.
I think you watched the wrong movie.
Dude, holy cow, did she steal the role?
And then Lexi Bell shows up as Supergirl.
Wait a minute. No, but it was Isabella Merced. But when I first saw her with the mask, God, I was like, bro, is that a Bella Danger? Holy shit. She's gone really good at acting, apparently. Let's go. And I was like, okay, I'm just a white. I wanted it to be true so bad.
Eric was in the theater barking at the fucking at the screen.
Yeah. Arr, 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 arr.
Arr, arr.
What was up with Sky? I don't know who Skylar Gisondo is. He played Jimmy Olsen. But what Jimmy Olsen was like a really well-known photographer, right? And so that's why all the girls are swooning after him. He was some kind of playboy.
He's basically Superman's best friend in like most adaptations. And he's close friends with Lois and all them. It was really funny that the dude was like the fucking Rizzler because women were just throwing themselves at him the entire movie. It's especially hilarious when it turns out that his mole in Lex Luthor's camp was Luthor's own girlfriend. And when Lois realized that, she straight up was like, "How do you do it, Jimmy?" Like, it's just so funny. In universe, they question how the fuck he pulls.
Oh yeah, no, we lost you for a sec. That's why we're looking goofy. But yeah, no, I completely agree with him pulling.
Oh my god. He was cucking Luthor too. You were right, Eric. Holy shit.
For a man to be that humble, to keep playing roles where, he's kind of the butt of the joke, like good on him, dude. Good on him.
It kind of reminded me of What's His Face from Game of Thrones, now that I think about it. I know some people I had seen online, they were pissed off that he saved the squirrel and thought that was a dumb scene. What did you guys think about that?
Well, obviously, Superman's supposed to be a Giga Chad and just like aura farm and not save anybody. He's supposed to stand there and actually just let the crumbling building just look badass with his cape flowing in the wind. And maybe then he'll actually fight the giant thing.
The giant kaiju, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saved the squirrel, he fights the kaiju, he saves that dog, he used super breath, which I don't think we really... Oh, no, we did see that in Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, the frost breath.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, was it technically frost breath? I think he just had powerful breast. Whoa.
Whoa, hey.
Well, it did freeze the water the dog was standing on, which is why the dog just started sliding away.
Oh, okay, so it was frost breath.
Yeah.
Okay, so, God damn it, I cannot use my words properly. Jesus Christ, I'm still thinking about Bella Danger.
Yeah, you're too
Jesus
busy
Christ.
thinking about Bella Danger.
Thinking about Lois Lane. Wow. Okay, all right. Bump the brakes, buddy. Not trying to offend anyone here. Yeah, but I know, like, so we've covered a lot of the production notes. Something interesting is going to be, I think James Gunn has come out and said that he wants different tones for these movies. This movie felt James Gunn-ish. It reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy. It reminds me of Suicide Squad. He said he wants different tones for these upcoming movies. So, like, what's he gonna do? I mean, he did do Super. He did produce Brightburn. He can do different tones. The new Batman movie is gonna have influence by him, even though it's written, produced, directed by.
Yeah, it'll still be mostly Matt Reeves' work.
Do we think this is the best James Gunn comic book film that he's done compared to Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad and Peacemaker? Well, no, I'd leave Peacemaker out of it.
Oh, the Peacemaker cameo though.
Yeah, the Peacemaker cameo.
That
too.
was great.
I almost busted out laughing when I saw him finally show up on the screen.
That was good, dude.
So answering your question, I know it's really hard to say because Guardians 3 had me fucked up for a bit, but this movie was really good too.
I don't want to compare them. I just want to say they're all good in their own ways. Guardians is way up there for me. I mean, the first movie took the world by storm, and then the third movie still had like a crazy emotional impact. This movie had a good emotional impact. I might have teared up a little bit, but and I loved all the cameos, all the characters that they showed. He did a great job of just melding, just keep throwing in random characters. You're like, oh my God, there's that one. And then right at the end, you get Supergirl, spoiler alert.
I was so happy to see Supergirl. I was like, oh my God, her costume's perfect. She's literally perfect.
And her depiction as well, right?
Yeah, drunk party girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ridiculous.
Yeah, it reminds me I need to read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow because apparently that's what her upcoming movie is going to be based on. I think they even titled it the same way, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Superwoman Plan B is the title for the next.
There it is. He's cooking, guys. And just in terms of the universe, I don't like. At some point, will they have Superman and Batman in the same universe? Who knows? Will there be a different Batman?
I believe it's going to be a different Batman. The Matt Reeves verse will stay its own thing, but I read that he says they're looking into who they might want to cast as Batman, but first they need to decide on the direction they want to take Batman. He does want to do a Clayface movie too. That's already out there in the wind. Is he wants to do a Clayface movie?
Yep, rated R. Alan Richardson from the Reacher series supposedly is in running for Batman.
Just dye his hair black.
He was a fan favorite, and then Gunn is technically approved. He's enthusiastic about Alan Richardson, but yes! he says that the casting it can't happen without scripts in place. And so once again, James Gunn and his goddamn scripts guys.
That kind of goes back to the point I made is like they need to decide on the direction they want to take Batman before they decide who they want to play the character.
He does look at the fans, like what they are into. He does read into them. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, it's funny that they cast Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, considering he was a popular fan cast as Hal Jordan, like in days past.
He also was of the detachable kid in Suicide Squad too. I don't know if you guys remember that when he just got his ass.
That guy was that was funny. That was funny as hell. I did like how it turned the fucking reveal that Lex Luthor's been he's got like a fucking troll farm run by monkeys in that alternate dimension, just so we could like really push that narrative. Like, I don't know, Superman's public appeal has been going down on the internet. Have you checked the internet lately? And like, bro, he's got an entire farm building that negative public perception. Like real people weren't doing that.
Yeah, super shit, super asshole, super retard. Like, it was crazy. I was like, whoa.
and also that he's Lex Luthor is so petty that he even locks up his ex-girlfriends for talking shit about him.
Yeah, he had like a few people locked up, right? I was like, Jesus, Luthor.
For various reasons.
The right amount of absurd universe to emotional depth. And it was just like, some of the things happening were funny and like just thought out well enough. Like, there were a few jokes that he'd like tried to throw in there that I'm like, they didn't really land. It's like things that were funny were just funny because of the situation. Like, it was very like, for example, with Lois Lane and Superman having a heated conversation in their room, and there's a fucking fight going. There's a giant alien thing outside, interdimensional creature, I actually believe.
I was like, Mr. Mixie Spitlick?
Guy Gardner just hammering it with the fucking bat. That was so funny. He's just like, dong, dong. It's like, dude, what?
Before we wrap this up, before we ask the big questions, the final conversation that we need to have is what Papanassi was talking about earlier. We began the conversation, but as men, we were not able to confront our feelings about it. And so, Lois Lane and Superman, what was going on? So, she wasn't ready. It's not that she wasn't just ready for a relationship as with any man, but she was dating basically the strongest man on earth who has to live this double life. She's a journalist who has to wrestle with wanting the story from him, but also has to introduce that, all this pressure to him. It freaked him out. Like, what was going on there? Because at the beginning, she was about to break up with him. Remember? That was the whole thing. There was a point where she almost broke up with him, but didn't. And then she even tells someone else she had planned to. But then by the end, based on his actions, she says, I love you too. Because he showed who he truly was despite the weight of the world, or like what exactly was going on. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Or she was probably just scared of the commitment, because that's a common issue. Especially like in most superhero dating comics, like just whenever insert hero has a relationship with someone, they're like, oh, I don't know if I can commit to this because it'll put us both in danger, or it might put you in danger, blah, blah, blah. But after all the shit they went through, I think after everything they went through together in the movie, that's when she decides, fuck it, it's worth it. I love you too.
Well, she saw some layers to him that she hadn't previously seen. She met his parents, saw his family home. Because she didn't really, I don't think she should, remember?
She realized the band she was talking shit about is his favorite band.
Yeah, the Fortress of Solitude, his puppy dog. Like, it was one of those things. She saw more to him, and instead of just being like an alien. And it's something we always try to express to Eric. It's like, hey, we are people. We are humans. Yeah, I think she saw that. And
yeah, but Papa Nasty isn't. That's the only thing. So, anyways. Get him out of here. Get him out.
Yeah. One thing I did want to talk about Bizarro, though, is at the end, after Superman defeats Bizarro, he gets sucked into a fucking black hole. Now it's like, so is he going to come back as a mutant Bizarro, or is he going to end up in an alternate universe and end up in Bizarro World or some shit? I don't know. I was just playing and humoring the idea. He's probably never coming back, but it was just fun thing for me to think about, because like I said, there's like two versions of Bizarro, more or less. One is a failed clone that Lex makes, which is essentially what he was, and the other version is the one who comes from an alternate universe called Bizarro World, where everything's backwards and all his powers are backwards, like cold vision and heat breath, all that shit.
That would be sick. That would be, what a way to meld them together if he would have thought that far ahead. And getting him sucked to a black hole, putting him into alternate universe, when he's getting sucked through that black hole, flipping all of his abilities, bringing him back as this crazy inside out fucking monster. Dude, James Gunn, if you're listening to this, you best be writing this shit down, brother.
Yeah. I will say also, going forward, it was pitched back during the Snyder era of fucking Man of Steel sequel, possibly. And I still want to see it happen. I want to see Brainiac be the villain in the next Superman movie.
Dude, that would be good. I think they could do it. Did you guys see Rick Flag Sr.?
Yeah,
by Frank Grillo?
The Creature Commandos tie-in.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, Frank Grillo is like so young. I'm like, why? How is he going to be Rick Flag's dad? No, Frank Grillo's 60 years old.
Yeah, he just looks pretty solid for his age.
Jesus Christ, dude looks like he's 30.
I did read that they asked him why he didn't dye his hair for the role, and it was probably going to be some like thing like, oh, it's just the differences between animation and live action, blah blah blah, probably.
But guys, do we vouch for it?
Oh yes,
of course. I've seen it twice.
There we go. I want to see it in D-Box. I still haven't got it a chance to. Kayla hasn't watched it because I went and watched it. I was like, let's go. And then she was like, I don't want to do this on a whim. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go by myself. And then I took I got a little drunk and I went down there and I was buzzed and I was having a good time. Kill, watch, Mary.
Mary
2 times
Mary,
over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will do as Superman's parents instructed, and I will impregnate this movie and I will propagate our Krypton way. Let's go. We ain't Kryptonian unless we're Bonian, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's not it, but not bad. Between this was the first movie we've done in a while, and then we have some shows coming up. I know we've got Invincible, so that'll be a nice little follow-up to this, and Castlevania. And then, is there any other TV shows, potential movies you guys are thinking about that we should do?
The F1 for sure.
Yeah, F1. Yeah, I could talk about F1. I was also going to suggest, since we're in the area of superheroes, since we want to tie into James Gunn, maybe we could do Creature Commandos.
And Peacemaker. The season 2's coming out real.
Yeah. And that'll be a great time to capitalize on it. So we might be onto something with Peacemaker.
Yeah, like everything you need to know about Peacemaker going to season 2 or something like that.
Perfect. There we go, guys. Yeah, keep the James Gunn, baby.
Yeah, I believe James Gunn said going forward, like Peacemaker season 2 onwards will be canon to the new DCU. Peacemaker season 1 will be mostly soft, non-canon, along with the Suicide Squad and all the other old DCEU shit. They'll reference it in passing here and there, but for the most part, like going forward, this is the new continuity.
Yeah, so the Peacemaker, the first season was set in a different universe. This universe going into season 2 is the same one. The only difference is that the ending when the Justice League comes in to help out, spoiler alert, that doesn't happen. But everything else did. So that's the difference of this universe. There's no Justice League, obviously.
It's the Justice Gang. Yeah.
The Justice Gang, which I like. I don't think that's that bad.
Okay, Metamorpho.
Yeah. Let's just go with the Super Friends at this point. Come on.
Hey, okay.
When are we gonna get those twins that transform whenever they could transform into anything?
Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins, yeah. Yeah, speaking of the Wonder Twins, I've got a video to watch here in a moment, but guys, it is time to call it. I'm Eric West. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. We do this. We do Three Stupid Dogs. Sometimes we play poker on twitch.tv/Mastostada. Eric West signing off.
See y'all. This is Abel.
Bob Nassi out. Bye.